to the Twin Flame Divine Love Spiritual Light Healing for Ascension for the union as a collective. I wanted to really do this because of this time right now where we're feeling kind of unsure of how to move forward, and also the masculine is going through those energies right now, kind of everything falling apart in order to fall together. So this spread was given to me by the divine, actually to make hopefully a quick story. I was guided. I had extra decks put away, and I was guided to go and get them, and it was in like a space that didn't really have a lot of light, and so I just kind of pulled decks and didn't even really know what they were, and I brought them out, and all of them had to do with healing. So I kind of said, okay, what would you like me to do? And it just went from there. They showed me the spread. They just let me really feel and hear what was going on. So what this is based on is that a lot of the times, because we do have free will, we are to ask for help, and a lot of times we don't know exactly what to ask for. So this healing here actually lets us know what to ask for, lets us know what type of therapy we're going to receive for it, what type of healing that's going to go on, what kind of truth to hold on to and be aware of during that time, and what ascension energies we are stepping into because of this healing. So personally, we have these. It's called a spiritual tear, and I explain it is that we have a tapestry of our life and past lives, and there are certain tears, karmic tears within them, spiritual tears, that in order to truly feel better, and I keep saying move forward and move on, because I feel within our union and within this journey, one of our major things that upsets us and frustrates us is the movement. It's not moving fast enough, and I've been doing this and it's not moving. So in order for us to move on, first we heal. If we heal it spiritually, then we can heal emotionally and through our intuition, and then physically, literally you physically feel better on the 3D. So this is on like a 6th dimension type situation, okay? That spirituality, all that up there is even higher than the 5th. Once you get to the 6th dimension, you're able to bring it all down and heal spiritually. So this will help us be aware of, as a collective, what main tear do we have to kind of be aware of, work on, and hopefully I'll be able, while I'm doing it, to explain it so you understand how this is moving forward, once again, moving forward, and what we can focus on during this time of healing, because with this new moon, the energies of that are going to be really intense in the way of healing karmic situations and energies. And I'll go more into that for that moon reading, but it really has, and it's that moon is on the 20th, which is the last day of the weekly reading that I did, but it's really makes sense, that weekly reading. And this week heading toward this moon, these energies are going to be a little intense about karmic healing. So that's what pretty much that tower is for the masculine. So we're going to start off with what's the main spiritual tear for the union. And then on the left side of this spread, it has to do with your brain, or our brain, and our ego energies, okay? And then the right side of the spread deals with our intuition, our inner child, and messages from the divine. Because once we have this spiritual tear, these things can be hindered, because what happens is the ego or our brain takes over to compensate for the feelings and the emotions, and kind of shuts down our intuition sometimes, or our inner child. So with this spiritual tear, we will deal with the past energy surrounding it, the present energy surrounding it, the future energy surrounding it, and the outcome energies. And once this tear happens, all of these things must be healed within these energies in order to fully heal. And then to the left, I put down, it's called a download, kind of a download of what the process is going to be while this healing is going on during that time. So it's kind of like I explained with your computer, you get an app or something else and you see that line go and then boom, it's ready to be used. Well, that's what that is. So it helps us be aware of what's going on during that time of this healing. Okay? All right. So I bless it. As above, so below, as within, so without. Okay, this is for the union as the collective for leading up to the new moon in Virgo on September 20th, okay? So the main spiritual terror for the union is, oh, I knew it, inner child, okay? So that's still working on, yes, becoming more balanced and within our intuition. And that was the real theme this week for the feminine, is to be more open for messages. So we're having to heal the inner child for all of us. All right. So the past energy surrounding this with the ego and our brain to be healed is vacation. Yeah. To not work so hard, right? The brain being so controlling and taking over the situation and not allowing that inner child to function and really have that intuition and be somewhat playful and have emotion and move with emotion. The ego kind of takes over and gets those thoughts and shuts us down with our inner child at times. Okay, so this is what's needing to be healed with the past energies. And the past energies within the inner child, intuition, and the divine is new location to be healed. And that's meaning the inner child stepping up more so, more intuition, and the brain being understanding of it. So it's instead of, it's so funny because both these cards are kind of like a escape, right? So this is what truly is needing to be healed, not walking away from our true self, our true purpose, but being within and moving forward, as I say it again, with that as a balance, right? So this is what's needing to be healed for the intuition, is coming, instead of hiding out, is coming more to the forefront. And I know we have been, but obviously we've not gotten the major messages needed because we're not in union, we're not receiving all of our abundance that we could be, okay? So for all of us that have been frustrated, this is really going to help with that intuition and with attracting that abundance. So in the present energy surrounding the ego and the brain, what needs to financial flow? Yeah, that abundance has been cut off by the brain cutting off the intuition. So this is what's needing to be healed in order to balance out. And this is in the present. So a lot of us, yes, have been having that issue of, are we receiving what we need to go on our life purpose or help others or to fully take the next step on this journey? And I keep saying, just try to do this and take that step and you will be supported in realizing that. But our brain, that ego, gets fearful and doesn't necessarily listen to the intuition of what the next step is. So that's what this is going to help heal right now in the present. And for the inner child, the intuition, what needs to be healed in the present is awakening your true self, coming into your true self and wakening that back up, having that trust that the ego, the brain, will listen to it and plant it in the 3D in the right way for that financial flow. So when we are our true selves and step into our true divine energies, right, we will then have our abundance and that financial flow. And the brain is going to allow it. The brain will no longer be fearful. That's what we're going to fix with that. Our intuition, we will go with our intuition and stick with it instead of having those ego energies cut it off. Okay, so the future energies surrounding the ego and the brain that is going to be healed is self-reliance. Yes, relying on the inner child and yourself instead of what's going on around you, making you fearful. causing these ego thoughts, any type of judgment, or I'll be wrong and I've been wrong before. And that's a lot of times why we shut down our inner child and our intuition, because we feel we were wrong in following it, because we may have gotten hurt. But all these emotions, and this is all a learning experience, and it's all on our path and what we came here to do, to learn, to get closer to this unconditional love, and relying on ourselves for that, relying on the divine intuition coming through us. So the brain's going to be healed of that. The ego's going to stop cutting that off through fear. So for the energies surrounding the future for the inner child, the intuition to be healed is beauty. Yes. Realizing, yes, it's beautiful. We have been that, when we step away from who we truly are, out of what's going on in our 3D and how we are being treated and feelings of being judged and all those ego type energies, there is a loss of knowing how beautiful we are. So this is what's going to be healed for our future energy, so we can step into all this self-reliance and financial flow and abundance and being that divine energy that is meant for us. And the outcome energies to be healed surrounding the ego and the brain: romantic partner. And I keep saying this, right? To focus on what you desire. Realize that we can have what we desire in a romantic partner, instead of thinking of the past and what we've been through and what relationships look to us like then. Okay? So this is what's going to be healed. Our brain being able to go with our intuition, knowing that we will attract the right energy, the right partner, which we already know, but it will be in a way that we enjoy, and we will no longer be hurt. Right? So the outcome energies surrounding the intuition, inner child, and the divine to be healed is look inside yourself. Yeah. Realizing that the brain is going to look within to get the messages, to get those divine messages, that intuition and the beauty of that inner child. Realizing, yeah. And the green, the healing of that. Healing that, yeah, the trust coming back. That the brain will do the right thing in the 3D, because your brain is a beautiful thing. It really does help with 3D and guiding things and really planting it. You know, we need our brain, but the brain needs to learn that its job is to go within and get the emotion and then figure out how to work it out in the 3D, instead of cutting off that intuition, that inner child, and not knowing truly what makes us happy. I think part of this too is we struggle with what, like I keep even saying to the feminine, what would it look like? What would you want it to be? What do you want your divine masculine to be like? And some of us aren't even really sure, because we've cut off some of our emotion to even know what that would be like, because we've been hurt in past relationships, right? So now we are going to see what type of therapy will be received during this time to help each one of these energies to heal. For ultimate balance and stepping into our true divine power and more along our purpose. And then one for the download. Okay. All right. So that spiritual tear of the inner child that's needing to be healed, the therapy for that is Earth Angel. You are a light worker who has come to Earth to teach about love. Isn't that the truth? So we are realizing, yeah, we are a light worker, right? They're going to help fix us, shine our light more, because our inner child will be happier and will be receiving what is required in order to do so. And we're here to teach about love, right? Unconditional love. So that's the therapy, realizing we are an angel on earth. We all are. Like I've said, it's not necessarily the job you do. It's how you present yourself on this planet and how you treat others and how you shine that light. And that makes you that light worker, you shining that light, that divine light from within with this inner child. So that is the therapy we're receiving, realizing, yes, we are all light workers. We are all healers in the way of using our divine light. Okay, and that divine light is our inner child. Realizing that. So the past energy surrounding the ego and the brain of needing to be healed is like vacation, is get out of your head. Being able to do that is ear chakras. That's your therapy. Notice messages that appear as sounds, music, and words from both external sources and within your mind. These messages are real answers to your prayers. Yes, right? So this is what the brain is going to realize now. This is the therapy. Noticing the messages coming from sounds, music, and words. I've said, right? From every, especially this week, from everything. Everything's going to be giving us messages to help push us. Okay? Their answer to our prayers. So it's also going to be that from the past on how we the brain kind of vacated from the intuition, it's now going to be asking for the information, right? When we pray, we ask, right? That's our free will goes away, and we pray so it can come to us, right? So now it's going to be asking to receive this. Okay, and the past energies of new location needing to be healed for the inner child and intuition and the divine, because we kind of didn't trust the brain because the ego and how it kind of stepped away. Well, that being healed, the therapy for that is books. Your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. And when I get this card, to me it means realizing things a lot more. Like, the intuition is going to realize, yes, you can give us these signs through writing, right? And through certain things that the brain will be aware of these through the sounds and the words, and I think they will be aware, so they can show us different signs, and we will be aware. Yeah, and be doing it a lot more instead of how it was vacated. Now they're going to help us with all these signs through and paying attention truly, like I said, writing anything spiritual within writing, okay? And, reading. Some of us, you can automatic write, you kind of can channel in that way. Well, pay attention to things that you're reading or writing, because that is now how we will receive our intuition as well. Very nice. Okay, so the present energies for the ego and the brain of that financial flow, being able to receive the abundance and not being so fearful, the therapy for that is crystals. The energy of crystals support you and helps with your present situation. So we will pull crystals anyway. So those crystals are going to help attract our abundance and have a better flow and balance with, the crystals will help with our fear. Right? Yes. Those fears that the ego has, the judgments, not really wanting to be who we are because it's different to some people. But as we know, the more we step into who we are, the more we attract like people. So that's important anyway. So the brain's going to realize this, but these crystals are going to help attract better things to us. No longer having that fear and really calming and balancing us. So when I pull the crystal, really pay attention to that. Okay, so the present energies surrounding the inner child, intuition, the divine, is becoming your true self, allowing the brain to really see the messages and knowing who we truly are and what our purpose is. And the therapy for that is release. Work with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves you or your purpose. So it no longer serves the inner child to hide out and to be afraid as well. There's both fears on both sides, because you have this disconnect because we walked away with our ego from who we truly were. the brain was controlling us instead of looking within and still seeing that the beauty of us, the light that we are, okay? So releasing any type of negativity surrounding the fact that the brain kind of took over somewhat. I mean, a lot of us, yes, we have our intuition, but we still have those ego thoughts. We still have those ego moments that we have to cancel, clear, delete. So this is going to help us become more grounded with our inner child. So, Archangel Michael, please help the collective to let go of what no longer serves them and their purpose within their inner child and intuition. So they can awaken, to give more awareness to the brain of who we really are and what we are here to do, especially in the present, because we're feeling a little like standstill. That hangman. So this is going to open that up more, like I've been saying, for us to be more open to. So the future energies surrounding the healing of self-reliance, yes, going within, the brain going within and relying upon the intuition of self, of that inner child, of who they are, in order to get into these future energies and to clear all that, is the therapy. Clear yourself. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. So we say, angels, please help the union as a collective to release any toxic energies that we may have absorbed through our 3D experience and illusions. Those judgments, those fears, worries about fitting in and wanting to be normal. I was saying that today. What is normal, right? You can only be normal if you get in there and you connect with that inner child and be who you really are, because that would be the norm for you, right? Not necessarily what's going on around you. Okay, so those energies surrounding the intuition and the inner child for the future energies of that beauty to be released again, realizing the beauty of your inner child, the inner child realizing its own beauty to express itself again more fully. The therapy for that is past life issue. This situation has a basis in one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you remember, release, learn, and heal from your past experiences. And this is what causes the schism. This is what causes us to step away from our inner child and really know what makes us happy and what's nurturing to us and what's good for us. So we ask, angels, please help the union as a collective to remember, release, learn, and heal from your past experiences. And this is definitely what it was showing the weekly for the masculine too, okay? So that's going to help us realize the beauty. Instead of the negativity that happened, let's see the beauty of it all. And the beauty of it is that this brain of ours can get us this abundance and all of these things within the 3D, because that's the way we work it out. Okay, so the outcome energies of that romantic partner, the brain realizing, yes, we can have it. What does that entail? Because we're going to go within and figure out what that inner child wants. And the therapy for that is heart chakra. The answer that you seek is in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. There it is. Be open to giving and receiving communication. Looks like Archangel Gabriel to me. A balance of those chakras. All of them, right? When we communicate, when we go within that heart, that inner child, and be open to the messages, and then also, receiving them and being given to our inner child by actually even verbalizing how beautiful we are. What a beautiful light we are. Okay? Really speak it. Look at yourself in the mirror each morning and say, you are beautiful. And envision like your little self and say, you are beautiful. Okay? Nice. So the outcome energies surrounding your intuition, that inner child and the divine, look inside yourself. Yes, allowing the brain to look inside and to reveal what is wanted for this romantic partner, right? The therapy for that is solar plexus chakra. It is safe for you to be powerful and take charge of your life in positive ways. So it's safe. It's really letting the inner child know it is safe to be powerful again and take charge. It's going to step up, right? It's not up to the brain to control everything. The inner child now can step up and allow the brain to look within and to give all those messages and take charge again in positive ways instead of hiding out, right? instead of when it went going to that new location and hiding out instead of being where it should be. Beautiful. All right. So now we go on to what is being healed within these energies by having this therapy, realizing what our main tear is, which is pretty major. You know, this process really is like peeling an onion, you know, and that right now this is our most important part of it, and we can have so many different levels of this type of healing anyway, because a lot of the time it's been over lifetimes, it's been over, you know, within our relationships even now that we've walked away from who we truly were out of fear, out of judgment, right? And especially within this journey, because most of the time, most people don't even understand how you could even be interested in your counterpart or whatever, because they're just looking at the 3D illusion or what the relationship looks like while we're trying to heal all that karmic energy. So it's very difficult sometimes to even explain it to someone, because we know in our hearts. But it's still, there's still times when we question it, still times when we're frustrated, as we all know, and kind of step away from it again. So there's so many times this needs to be healed and healed and healed. Okay, so we're doing it so we can get a little closer, all right? So those healing, what needs to be healed with that spiritual tear of that inner child, realizing in the therapy that we are light work to shine our light, because we are here to shine our unconditional love. And this is beautiful. And the healing for that is new love. That's just self-explanatory. So we are healing that. We're having a newfound love. And what I've been saying as well is when we step away from what we think we saw, you know, in relationships, and realize this can be a new love within the union as well. So that new love is the healing. You're healing that inner child. You're shining that light. You're showing that unconditional love, and then there's new love for you and that balance. And so with the past energies for the ego and the brain of that vacation, not going within, and having the ear chakras being the healing, that they will hear things and be more in tune with their intuition, that's the therapy. And the healing for that is signs. There it is. So now we're saying the brain will recognize the signs. And it's like, here's this. This is the intuition giving all the signs, right? So, very nice. They will recognize the signs now. We will recognize the signs through our brain and try not to cut it off, all right? Like even cancel, clear, delete. We may still have a little, but no, this is really helping that. So past energies of new location of the intuition, inner child kind of checking out because they didn't trust the brain. And now realizing that, yes, their therapy also is showing all these signs by even writing and reading and doing such more spirituality, focusing on that. And the healing for that is trust. Very nice. So now the intuition, the inner child is going to trust the ego and the brain more to do what's right, to recognize the signs and to plant them in the 3D and help us be more who we are so we can attract this abundance. So the present energy surrounding that financial flow and blockage from the brain and the fear for that financial flow and abundance, and then the crystals helping us with that fear, right? That's the therapy, and the healing is friendship. Very nice. Balance. And the green too. So the friendship is going to be healed. A balance of intuition with the brain, and then grounding it, like I said, in the 3D. So the present energies of awakening your true self, allowing the inner child to be their true self, and releasing any of the fears surrounding that, or not having that trust, right, to give its messages to our ego. And that's the therapy. And so the healing is nature. Yep. Realizing that, yes, the brain is going to do this in the 3D, and we will, and the inner child is going to be able to enjoy the 3D again, more so. It's going to be divinely guided and a lot happier. That's one of our changes, you know. not having it to be so difficult, because we are being more of who we are in order to attract the next step, the next thing that's best for us. Being more aware of what we're really wanting, desiring, instead of always, a lot of the times we make decisions based on others. Like I said, that judgment, or, right, because the people around us were making those decisions. Well, that's going to change now. We are going to create what we want in the 3D because of that balance. And because of our true self, we will attract it and create it in the 3D. So the future energy surrounding that self-reliance, needing that to be healed, the brain relying on the intuition and the inner child, and then clearing release any toxic energies, meaning, like I was saying, the stuff in the 3D of the judgment, the fear, not fitting in, so that's that therapy, being able to clear ourselves of any of that. And the healing is divine timing. Yep. Now we're going to receive our divine timing. The timing is going to be good. We're stepping into the future, and the divine timing is at work in the way of, when I usually do the divine timing, it's like, let's just be, let's just accept it. No, that's the divine timing is at hand. Divine plan. Well, guess what? What they're saying is, in our future now, that divine timing is totally at work. So we will be working with the divine timing. We will be recognizing it. It's also, like I felt for the feminine, we have gotten to a comfortable place of understanding divine timing, and now we're going to be able to work with it within our brain. Okay, so the future energies of that beauty, the intuition, realizing, yes, it's beautiful, and releasing any past hurts and pains, and remember it and release it, and only hold on to the positives about how beautiful this inner child is, because the brain kind of stepped away and it made you feel it makes the child feel upset, because it is a child technically, I guess, right? So it made the child upset and feel kind of wrong or shameful. That's what they're giving me, shameful. So that shameful is going to be released, and this beauty is going to come in through the remembering and releasing any of those things from our past. And the healing is retreat. Yes. Retreat in the way of, you can step out into a happier place. Okay? Get away from the past. Retreat from the past. And step into a beautiful place where the inner child can be more centered and happy, and, like it said, be in control, take over our life in a way that's best for us and most nurturing and positive changes. Beautiful. And so for the outcome energies of that romantic partner within the ego, realizing what's best for us in a romantic partner in love, and going within the heart is the therapy, and the healing is playfulness. Yay! That was a part of the weekly too, right? To be more playful. So that playfulness is coming to us. See how all these things are divine synchronicity. That's what. Now we're going to step into that playfulness. The brain is going to allow us to be more playful. Okay? Like the child. It's going to allow the inner child to come out and play. Right? Focus, focus. Yay. It's going to allow that child to play. All of us playing together. And so the outcome energies surrounding look inside yourself. The healing therapy for that is the solar plexus chakra, knowing there it is, being more powerful and taking charge. Because the intuition, the inner child, is going to allow the brain to look inside more, so it can take over in positive ways. And the healing for that is beautiful enchantment. See, we can have enchantment within the 3D when we balance this out and we work as a whole, as a balanced being with our heart and our head. All right, so enchantment is happening. That's the healing. So during this time, I have the indigo cards, and the indigos are truth tellers. They like the truth. They're going to give it to you. They're going to seek it. And so this is some messages, what to focus on with these energies to during this time to help with this healing. So what's going to help with this healing as we focus on? 2, 3. So with this spiritual terror of that inner child, and then having that therapy, that realizing we are this light, we are here to give unconditional love and spread it, and then we have this new love, this new balance is our healing. And during this time, the truth about it is, realize you are not alone, right? You're not alone. There's so much help. And the inner child realizing now, you're not alone, right? The brain is there. We're going to be more whole. We're going to have this new love. So don't worry. You're not alone. Realizing that. Okay, so with that vacation of these past energies for the brain and noticing the messages now and having those signs as the healing, realizing, recognizing those signs and planting them in the 3D and shielding, right? So no fears. Don't have any fears because we are protected. We are divinely protected at this time. So know that anything from the past is shielded. It's not going to come through anymore. We are protected from them. So any signs we are receiving are positive ones, okay? It'll be positive signs because we are protected. So that new location in the past energies of the inner child kind of coming to the forefront now with that therapy of realizing, there are all different ways that you can show those signs, and the signs will be seen, and trust that they will, right? That's that healing. And boom, nice. Health. Know that there can be balance and health. Even though those past energies have existed and these things have gone on and that spiritual tear happened, health. Know that and trust that it can have good health. We are protected and have good health. Right? So for the present energies, financial flow and being open for that abundance and not having a fearful, judgmental, ego type situation. And then the crystals will help us with that therapy, right? To keep us from those fears and ground us and help the inner child as well. And so the healing of that friendship and that balance. And during that time, send love. Yes, giving and receiving, remember? So send love. Do everything with love. And that's going to help to, in return, receive the abundance. And then send love to the inner child. And the inner child will send love back for that friendship and healing and balance. So go within always, right? Like I said, look in the mirror and tell yourself, you are beautiful. I love you, right? And then it'll work. Okay, so for the present energy of awakening your true self, allowing the inner child to start waking up more and letting more out, and working with Archangel Michael to let go of what no longer serves the inner child by hiding and not giving those messages, and being the healing of being more in nature and realizing in the 3D you can have all these beautiful things, is during that time, pray. Yeah, ask for what you want. So send love and pray. These two together are beautiful. So through prayer we will receive. Oh, right. Through prayer we will be able to receive that healing within the 3D. Through prayer the inner child will come out. Okay, so it's more about praying and asking, right? Like with our free will. So pray during this time in our present right now. It's important. Okay. So the future energy surrounding that self-reliance, the brain going within and actually listening to the intuition and asking the angels to release any toxic energies, anything that's on the 3D that has caused these problems. And then the divine timing will now be all working out, and we will be aware of it and working with it, and show appreciation at this time. Okay? Show appreciation for that strength, yet for the emotion. So you show appreciation for your brain and for your intuition and for the divine and that divine timing. Let's start showing appreciation for divine timing, right? Because there's been times when things have worked out beautifully, even better than we ever thought. So show the appreciation for that always. And the appreciation of, thank you, Divine, for allowing me to realize I can rely on myself in the way of the messages you are sending me. Okay, so that energy around the inner child intuition of beauty, realizing that is beautiful, no longer having that shame, and releasing that shame and healing from those past experiences and be able to retreat to a better place from those past energies is, during that time, compassion. There it is. Okay, just really having compassion, because that is unconditional love. So through compassion, the beauty comes out. You retreat from all the negativity. Okay, so compassion. Give some compassion in these near future energies. And show more compassion, because like I say, the inner child is our counterpart as well. When we nurture our inner child, we're nurturing our counterpart. So having compassion for the masculine, having compassion for the feminine, and for those energies within, okay? The outcome surrounding the romantic partner, the ego realizing what that truly is by going within, and in the heart right there, that's the therapy. And then being more playful, allowing that inner child to play so you can attract the right romantic partner in the way we want to. Apologize, yes, is the outcome. See, there's going to be that apology, much needed. Both the head and the intuition apologizing to one another for that playfulness, for that romantic partner that we kind of shut down, and then they weren't able to come to us. We weren't attracting them because we weren't truly 100% who we are in our life purpose and shining our light to guide them. So apologize for all that. Just put it out there. I'm sorry that I hurt you. I'm sorry I stepped away from you. Okay, I'm sorry I was angry at you for sometimes because it felt painful when I was rejected or hurt by being who I truly was. Okay, so the inner outcome energies of look inside yourself, the inner child allowing this to happen for that romantic partner, and it is safe to be powerful, stepping into the power of that inner child for the enchantment in the 3D, realizing that. And at that time, there it is, share your wisdom. And there's the books, right? So that's that wisdom as well. So signs through what they know. But there's the books again. So share your wisdom. Everything that, so it's kind of like the inner child during that time will, whatever messages come through, they'll share it because they really feel now that this is going to be balanced, it's going to happen. So now we go on to what ascension gifts are we being given through healing these energies. Moving us up another level on this journey, on this path toward total unconditional love and enlightenment and a brighter light, right? We're going in there and we're nurturing that light to shine it even brighter. So the spiritual tear of that inner child and realizing our light and the new love, and we're not alone in this, okay? We're not, look at all of us in this union, we're not alone. And that's another thing I appreciate when we help one another through our comments and everything. It's really great when you all are supportive and comment. I really appreciate that. So now I'm appreciating you and showing appreciation to all of you for helping out along this journey. Okay? So the ascension gift we will be given is, wouldn't that be nice? Get some rest. Ooh. Get some rest. Yeah, we're not having to work so hard at this. And I said this is kind of a time of rest anyway, but we will really get some rest. And rest within who we truly are, knowing that we will attract what we truly desire and what's best for us from the divine. We're not alone. So take a rest, because they're working on it for us as well. But now we're going to receive the signs much easier, be more open to it, and our brain is going to allow it. Very nice. Okay. So, and there's no longer, running away. Sometimes I feel like it takes so much more energy to resist something than it is to just go with it. And this has been a lot of resistance here between the head and the inner child, the ego and the inner child. We've all been going through, because this journey, like I said, isn't very understandable to outside world. So we're battling that all the time. And so that's why stepping into our unconditional love more and more and shining our light more and more creates an easier environment for us to live in anyway, okay? All right. So these past energies of the brain vacating from the intuition, and that now it's going to realize that through we're having those therapy of that answered prayers. What you've been wanting is here all along, and it's coming through, and you're going to realize the signs, and we are protected. Realize that, brain, you are protected, okay? And the ascension gift for that is take the next step now. So we'll be able to take those steps that we've been wondering about, right? Focus. Take the next step now, okay? So there's no longer a reason to be away from. Take the step toward the intuition. That is your ascension. You can move forward from the past. Taking the next step from these past energies is that ascension. And the new location for the past energies of the inner child and the intuition. And your life purpose involves giving signs, right? And the wisdom. That's the therapy, and trusting that this is going to be a healthy thing, and trusting that the signs will be heard by the brain. And your ascension is, there it is, adult children. Okay, so maturity, adult and child. I think of the adult as kind of your brain, kind of reprimanding and then trying to control the child in a way. Now teach the child and tell the child, but now there's that balance between adult and child. So adult children, the intuition is now stepping up to take that power, having that trust, and its new location is taking over that power, and adult child. Very nice. From the past. It's growing up. It's no longer that hurt little child. It's grown up into that strong, powerful, childlike, in the way of unconditionally loving being. So the present energy that was needing to be healed surrounding the spiritual tear is with that financial flow of abundance, and the crystals are going to help with the fear, and then the balance of the friendship, and then sending love to the intuition and to the divine. And your ascension gift is new exercise program. Yes, there's going to be a new exercise program where you go within, the brain goes within, realizes what is the desires or what is best for us, and then planting it in the 3D. Very, very nice. And then awakening your true self, and Archangel Michael is taking away any of that negativity that no longer serves us, so we can realize that healing of, yes, the 3D is amazing for us, and then prayers during that time. Welcome the new is your ascension gift, welcoming the new, okay? And I said that sometimes change, it's not easy for us to accept, and we could be somewhat fearful or whatever. Well, now it's welcoming the new. So the inner child was a little bit fearful, right? Because of reawakening and allowing us to really be a part of one another. And the 3D as well can be scary, and things are changing for it. So now it's welcoming this new, and the new exercise program, right? So it's welcoming the new idea that the ego, the brain, will accept the messages and do what's best within the 3D for us and the union, right? So when I'm talking about this and I'm doing this healing, it's based on the union as a collective. So it means with this inner child, it's also about the feminine and the masculine actually trusting one another again to give each other signs and messages and to help one another on this path. So part of it has been that this was cut off in a way because of the past and how we were treated by the masculine, or how the feminine was reacting to the masculine, that some of this was cut off. So within the union, this is the healing. This was the most important thing. It was recognizing the truth of our inner child, the truth of our counterpart, in order for this new love, okay? So that's what this healing is truly about, because it's based on the union as a collective. If I were doing this, you know, for your personal union, it's based on the masculine and the feminine and how they're going to come together better. If I do it for an individual, it's based on how they are going to balance out in order to be more of who they are in a healthier way. Okay, just to explain that. All right. So with the stepping into the future energies of self-reliance, relying on one another, right? The head, the intuition, the inner child, also within the union of the masculine and the feminine, and releasing any of the negativity that we've had from the past with all this within our brain, because we weren't being trusting of what went on because of this vacation, this stepping away from one another, and our head and our heart doing the same thing within us. And now we're stepping into that divine timing and working within divine timing, because we're in our divine energies together. We are healing this spiritual tear of not trusting one another and seeing exactly who we are as inner children, right? So we're showing appreciation during that time, and the ascension for that is beautiful realizations and epiphanies. Yeah. Being more aware and seeing those signs, and we're now stepping within divine timing. We're working with the divine timing now. We're not just on the outside saying, oh, divine timing. Feminine, we've already stepped into that, liking the fact that, okay, we understand, we're open for it, okay? We're trusting it. That's what this healing is for, to trust the divine timing and work with it, okay? To trust your inner child, your counterpart, and work with the masculine or with the feminine, okay? So these realizations and epiphanies are going to be a lot quicker because we're within the divine timing, because we're becoming the divine, right? Masculine and feminine. So we're within the higher divine timing, okay? So that energy to be healed around beauty, of the inner child realizing their beauty, and the therapy of releasing and learning and healing from any past that went on between the masculine and the feminine, right? And that went on between our head and our heart, and then retreating from that negativity is your healing, and having compassion during this time, realizing that unconditional love and compassion. And then you have your ascension gift of courage. Yes, having more strength and the courage to step into our divine feminine and divine masculine. The inner child having that courage. The counterpart having that courage to step into their divine energy. Okay, so with the energy surrounding the overall outcome now with that romantic partner, the brain realizing that romantic partner and not shutting down what's truly best for us as that romantic partner, going within the heart is the therapy, being more playful, having more childlike, inner child interaction type of things, and apologize to one another. And this means the masculine and the feminine apologizing to one another, okay? And so the ascension gift given is moving. Yes. As I keep saying, moving forward. They just keep saying that to me because that is one of our major things that we're always getting upset over, because we don't feel like things are moving forward or they're moving fast enough or just movement, change. Well, it's happening, okay? Now that we're going to have more trust within the union, within the masculine and feminine, inner child, counterparts, within our inner child ourselves, right? To open up for that intuition. Things are moving forward is our ascension gift. And looking inside to be healed for the... Well, this is the thing too. For the inner child and for the intuition and all of those things, looking inside is allowing the person to look inside, allowing your counterpart to see who you really are, right? That's part of it within this union. It's also within yourself for the head to be able to connect with the inner child and the inner voice, for that enchantment within the 3D and actually stepping into the love and the romantic partner in the 3D instead of just knowing, not really letting the brain know. And then that was where that was cut off. And that's why I said to focus on what do you really desire within union within your counterparts. Okay? And I think a lot of us, it was difficult for us to figure that out because our past relationships. So with that enchantment, and then share your wisdom, whatever you're learning, you're going to share. Right? So when you look inside, it's going to be shared. Right? They're going to allow it to happen. They're going to have the courage to step forward and let you know. And so the ascension gift for that is sobriety. And when I get this is no longer doing those things that maybe made us feel comfortable, but they weren't necessarily good for us. Okay? Realizing that some of the things we did as defense mechanisms, even within our counterpart, our inner child had its defense mechanisms as well. Well, no longer doing that, being more open to be open. Okay? To share what you're going through, to share that wisdom, to share the signs and the messages. Because I always say, the masculine really helps the feminine to move forward because he gives messages. When those things poke at you and you get upset over them, it's because there's something to heal, right? So now, instead of just getting upset and not wanting to talk to him and not wanting to deal with him because he hasn't reached out and he's doing this, he's doing that, well, sometimes, maybe you could look at the fact if they're not reaching out, are you really being good to yourself? Are you really going within and nurturing your inner child so it feels like it wants to reach out? Okay? So stepping away from those things that we were doing or the inner child was even doing in order to feel more comfortable. They're going to allow to look inside. All right? They're going to allow the messages to come through. All right? So with this healing, we want to see what kind of love energies are coming to us as the union, as a collective, because of this healing of trust within the counterparts, trust within yourself and who you truly are and your life purpose, trust the union and its life purpose, and that it'll come through with the divine timing. So, first, unrequited love. Once again, here it is. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So, releasing of that karmic energy. This is releasing the karmic energy because we're releasing any negativity surrounding our counterpart and what's gone on in our past and in our life, and being able to come closer to realizing what we want our counterpart to be like, what we want the union to be like, so that will be attracted to us and we will step into that. So this is what's going bye-bye, right? All that karmic energy is being washed away because this is being healed for that trust within union. And then we have, there it is, playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine, right? That inner youthful spirit is that inner child. Allow it to shine and have that playfulness. And just look at that picture of just that balance, right? And the masculine in this is like really masculine. The feminine is able to just hold on to him and be like, yeah, this is the one I want, right? This is it. This is the playfulness. Once we had that, you had the healing of the playfulness around the romantic partner, right? And allowing to look inside and to be more balanced. And then, worth waiting for. Divine timing is at work in your love life, okay? So we're, like I said, we're working with it. It's at work in your love life. So we're working together now for this divine timing with our divine energies because we're balanced out now. We're being more trusting of our counterpart. We're being more trusting of our intuition and the signs we're getting. Okay? Ooh, divine timing. Very nice. It all goes together. All right, I'm going to do the crystal now. So this is important to focus on in the present energies to help with our abundance, to help take down those blocks to the fears we have surrounding abundance. I will do one for the masculine and one for the feminine. Or maybe, no, I'm doing 2 for the union is what they're urging me. This is for the union in general, even though this came up, it's very powerful. All right. All right, so this is for our balance and healing within that balance. Nirvana Quartz, enlightenment. Nirvana Quartz assists in stepping off the karmic wheel, bringing light and bliss consciousness. Wow. Right? Stepping away from that karmic energy, that unrequited love, and having our light, like I said, light and bliss and playfulness. For many lifetimes, you have been working with your karma that has now passed. There is no need for restitution, nor punishment or guilt. Let those go so that you recognize your full potential, receiving a download of cosmic light that transforms your being. So this is for the union. Getting rid of all that karma surrounding the union, surrounding your counterpart. The wounds that were happening from the past of how we've been treated. Okay? Step off the karmic round and allow the karma of grace to manifest. Open yourself to receive enlightenment. Recognize this as a new beginning and fresh energy, change. If you are experiencing traumatic times and soul challenges, relax and wait for resolution. Do not push against the river. Go with the flow. Didn't I say that? Sometimes it takes so much more energy to be resistant. And we're being resistant toward change that now we can get some rest because we're not being resistant toward the change. Maybe part of us feels like we know what our counterpart is like now. What could it get worse or whatever? No. Realize better. The change is better. Much better. Karma is created in each moment by every thought and deed. Uplifting thoughts and positive actions ensure your future well-being. There it is. Saying that. Realize it is going to be better. Okay, so when that ego gets involved, or the outside world says, yeah, but look at the track record of the masculine, right? Look at his track record. Look how he's treated this one. Look how he even treated you in this situation. Now, let that go. Let that go. You see the real inner child, the real masculine, the real divine masculine. Now you can create it because now you know it, you see it, you feel it. You're allowing, the brain is now going to allow that to happen. Okay. Then we have, once again, Shiva Lingam, alchemical union. Oh. A Shiva Lingam embodies the wisdom of the deities brought to earth. It symbolizes uniting dualities and manifesting the creative force. Okay, this isn't bringing us together, huh? Be compassionate with yourself to heal, right? That compassion. Be compassionate to help yourself to heal. With this healing, you have masculine and feminine other dualities within your being. Integrate these to release your creative power. A Shiva Lingam is produced from the tumbling waters. Life shapes you in the same way. Yes, emotion, water, emotion. So go with the flow. All right, if we have to say this anymore, go with the flow. Don't be resistant to the change. Soul scouring reveals your divine core. If you were hurt or abused, be compassionate with yourself to create healing on all levels. If this is insane, this is going to help us with that karmic energy surrounding the union and our counterparts. Okay? Get back to basics and put passion back into your life. Yes, get back to that inner child, knowing. Honor your libido and creative fire. Create balance. Expect a new relationship, new love, or revitalize an old one. Practice sexual magic, which I always say, using your sacral chakra to help us with this abundance and this financial flow. That's what we're needing right now. Right? Yeah, send love. And see, you know what? It said the crystal would help with that, right? The crystals would help with the abundance and the financial flow. And now it's talking about using our sexual magic in order to do that. Cut ties where appropriate. Remember, you create through the power of thought. Everything passes. In a turbulent time, unexpected benefits emerge. Wow. Okay, so this was for, the crystal came up in our present right now, okay, what we're really going through. And these energies with this moon, I'm really going to go into it, but they're really going to be, so it's going to be an upheaval, like I said. And it's going to be really karmic energies and wounds that we're going to work through. So that's what this is all about. This is going to help with all of that. So this is going to help with our abundance, to help us, the ones who felt stuck, to be able to open up that pathway for it to come to us. So using the sacral chakra is very important. Okay? True relationship transcends earthly experience. It is rooted in soul unification and unconditional love. Holy moly. Right? There it is. This is very needed. And I know we've gotten this before, but this is so poignant with this healing and this reading. Wow. For us, those who have been wondering, where is it? You know, where are the things to help me along my path? Well, this is what was, this was the spiritual terror that was holding it back. Letting go of the ideas and the karma and the pain surrounding the past and realizing this true inner child healing, realizing your true divine masculine, your true divine feminine, what the union is all about. All right, I'm going to pull a flower. Okay. Your wishes are coming true, sweet pea. What your heart has been longing for is getting closer each day. Yes, with this healing. What we've been longing for is getting closer each day. Realize that. So focus on the sweet pea and new idea. Crabapple. Your new idea is divinely guided and is meant to be shared with others. Sharing that wisdom. Continue to work on it as you are on the right path. So we're on the right path with this healing. It's setting us on the full path. We are coming into a balance with our counterparts so we can make this path easier through divine timing. Instead of just divine timing is there, like I'm saying in this reading a lot, we're going to be working within divine timing, within our divine energies, because we are now aware of healing our karmic energy surrounding the union and our counterpart and our inner child and all of those things. What needs to be balanced out. Okay. Wow. Okay. I know this healing started off I was a little lost, but then all of a sudden all these messages kind of just started flooding in for me. So hopefully you'll watch all of this because there's a lot of info right now that's helping us. And with the moon, there's going to be a lot more. And I really want to help people right now because I want to help them through this karmic energy. And the karmic energy really is what creates the spiritual tear. So if you feel the urge to get this healing right now, because it's very important with this moon, because this moon is really digging up these things. So with this healing, you could actually be aware of what to work on first and what type of therapy that's going to be given to you, but also know what kind of therapy you desire or you're in need of in order to move this forward, in order to release this karmic energy, okay? So please reach out if I can help you out, if you feel this is something that will help you, especially with this new moon surrounding karmic upheaval and all these things that we're having to work through in order to get past the blockages we've had, okay? All right. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the download and how it's all going to play itself out, okay? First, you're realizing that your dreams are coming true, that things can work out and they're getting better, and you can come closer to being with that romantic partner. And then, I didn't even see this card, Twin Flame. The answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship, okay? So realizing that even more, that balance. Yes, we are coming into our twin flame, for lack of better, we're coming into more of our divine energy of who we really are with one another, okay? The masculine is balancing out and catching up. So this is wonderful. So first, realize that the dream can come true. What we really want from the masculine can come true. And then here it is. Therapy is that, they answer the question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship. This twin flame union is what it is, and it's balancing out more because of this inner child healing. And then you will go within more and realize all the messages that are coming to you to help heal this relationship even more and heal this path and this journey. And then you ask for signs while you're going within, right? So be open to receive those signs. And because it's time to create, and then you will create from those signs. And that abundance will come to us because now this blockage has been knocked down with the help of these crystals. Focusing on those, they will help with our blockage to our abundance. And then you will be leaving the past behind, all of those things that no longer serve you. You will be leaving that all behind. The unrequited love, right? You'll be leaving that behind for the playfulness and the beauty of the union and working within that divine timing. And then, bam, your ascension gift will be the windfall of receiving the abundance, receiving the love, the unconditional love, and receiving the messages of what's going on even with your counterpart, because there's going to be more trust and more balance. Okay, this is beautiful. It all ended up beautifully. It was a little bit in the beginning, but messages sometimes come to me just like all of a sudden. I could start a reading and be in a certain place, and it's still right, because a lot of times when stuff comes through to me, I don't even remember later on. I even have to watch my own videos to go, okay, what were the messages sometimes? So this in the beginning was like, okay, yeah, all right, but then that's why I love to use all the different cards, because then it tells a whole story. And then this spiritual tarot, I say, like, we have a tapestry of our life tapestry, and then there's spiritual tears here and there. So this tells you all about surrounding that spiritual tear and the tapestry about it. Like there's there's that spiritual tear, and there's other ones too to work on. But this right now, because we were feeling kind of stuck and looking for signs to take the next step, right? Feminine, take the next step now, because now we're releasing this karmic energy surrounding our counterpart and the inner child. We're getting rid of these things that are no longer serving us. So this is a beautiful, beautiful reading. Thank you, Divine, for these messages, for this healing, okay? And I send this healing up to be worked upon, and for us to realize what the path is going to be while this healing is going on. And let's close out. As above, so below, as within, so without. Okay? So like I said, during this time, if you would like one of these to realize truly what karmic energy to work on first, to clear, in order to receive this abundance, to receive this windfall that is meant for us, that we've had a blockage to because we haven't been fully accepting of who we truly are and who our counterpart truly is, realizing it, we were being a little too 3D and looking at the relationship. So when these karmic energies come up, this healing is there for you. So please reach out. I really love doing these for people, and when it's one-on-one about your union or about you, it's really pinpointed, where this is for the union as a collective, so it's a little broader, but the whole idea here is, yeah, it's beautiful. It's realizing your true divine masculine, your true divine feminine, and being accepting of it and loving of it, and showing that compassion, and stepping into this unconditional love, and having these realizations and epiphanies all along, and welcoming the new and the change that's coming around, the new change and the new exercise program of working differently within the 3D, and being open for this windfall, leaving any of the past behind and open for this windfall. Okay? All right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. I love doing these healings, and I love helping you all out. Thank you so much for all your comments. They're so sweet, and so I love getting them, because then I know it's resonating with you all. So thank you so much for reaching out and doing that. So thank you for liking, subscribing, commenting, definitely donating. Thank you. I appreciate everything. I'm showing this appreciation for all of you. And together we'll make it through this moon, okay? We work together, and let's comment and talk to one another, and if need be, so we can keep, like I say, moving forward. So until you see me again in the moon reading, take care and share the love.